My name is Kevin Fernandez, and welcome to my channel, Gamers Genie. Today, we're going to be counting down our top 10 food-themed games, seeing that we are coming up to the month of November and and the month of December as well. 2 months that are usually associated with food. Number one, in November, here in the U.S., we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. A lot of food will be eaten that day. And then, of course, we have Hanukkah, we have Kwanzaa, we have Christmas. I do know that in Hanukkah they do eat quite a bit. And I definitely know in Christmas we eat a ton. Like, especially around Christmas, like in the month of December, candies, cookies, you name it. Like, you know, some people eat goose, some people eat duck, some people eat turkey, some people eat ham, some people, I mean, just so much food. So I thought to prepare for that, I would list my top 10 favorite food-themed board games. Now, these are all board games that have a food theme where food is the main focus, and of course, I have played them before. Some of these I've featured on the channel. Some of them have not made it to the channel, and some I don't even own yet. But I have played them all, and so, without further ado, let's count down. Okay, so number 10 is Kawaii. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. It has been a while since I've played this game, and I do remember because it's very simple. So you get these little cards, about this big maybe, and maybe taller. And in Kawaii, you have to have, like, match up certain flavors of ice cream. So you have to have, like, this kind of cone with this kind of ice cream, and this kind of cone and this kind of ice cream. You have to keep making all these combinations, and the one who has them, and it'll score you points. And of course, the one by the end of these, I believe it's 4 rounds. By the end of the 4 rounds, whoever has the most points wins the game, and that person is the winner. But like I said, the first time I ever played Kawaii was 2017, so it's been a while, and I don't know why I haven't gotten this game. It is it's an affordable game. It's like, it comes in like a little pack of about this big, yeah, it's really easy to teach, really easy to learn, really fun, and it's got those cute little, you know, animated drawings of food with faces on them, and for some reason, we all like that. And I know this because there are several of those games on this list. But that is my number 10, Kawaii. Okay, speaking of games with cute food faces on them, my number 9 is Abandon All Artichokes by Game Right. For those of you who have not played this, Abandon All Artichokes, you get a deck of 10 cards. They're all artichokes, and they all have different little faces on them. The goal of the game is to make sure you draw a hand with no artichokes in them at all. Any vegetable is fine, just as long as it's not an artichoke. And you get to play cards like carrots and eggplants and radishes and potatoes and onions and all sorts of stuff to try to ditch as many artichokes or give artichokes to other people. And the first player to have a hand with no artichokes in it is the winner. It's really simple. It comes in a nice little tin that's shaped like an artichoke. Game Right really knows how to design good quality games. I enjoyed it. I played it. I knew about it. I stumbled upon it at Barnes & Noble, but then it wasn't until the pandemic started that I actually started to play it. And I played it on Board Game Arena, and I just love it. It is one of my favorite board games. It is number 9 on this list, though, because, man, there are some other games that kind of nudged it away a bit. But I highly recommend this game, especially if you are new to the board gaming hobby. Abandon All Artichokes, great welcoming game. Really great. You know, and it's also some fun if you want to have a nice, quiet family time. So number 9, abandon all artichokes. Okay, so number 8 is Food Fighters by Kids Table Board Gaming. I've only ever featured one game from them, and that is Haunt the House. Perfect for this month because we are still in the month of October. Food Fighters is a game where one person plays as one kind of food and another person plays as another kind of food, and certain foods want to hit each other. And so you have to hit that food with that food. So like if I'm broccoli, I have to hit like a leg of lamb because my broccoli is thinking, oh, I really want to get that leg of lamb. And stuff like that. It's a 2-player game. It's not a 4-player game. I don't know if that would work as a 4-player game, but I'm kind of interested in thinking about it. But there's all sorts of expansions and stuff and everything to add on to the game. Not more players, just different choices. You can get like sweets, and you can get like all sorts of. They're salty, so you can play as like bacon. There's salty snacks too, so there's like pretzels, bacon, blah blah blah. Food Fighters is a really good game. It's a pretty quick game. It's pretty fun. It's number 8 because I haven't played it as much as that. Same thing with Kawaii. The reason why I abandoned all artichokes is on the first few, because at the time when I wrote this list, I had only played the game once. So it's usually 10 to 6. It's games I've played the least, and then 5 to 1 is the games I've played the most. So this game I just happened to have played the least. I believe I've only played this once. It was at a Gen Con one year. But it's still a really good game, I do want to get more kids table board games because they're really fun and enjoyable, fun for the whole family. So that is my number 8, Food Fighters. Okay, so number 7 is Go Nuts for Donuts by GameRight. GameRight came back again, and I like this one. It is definitely one of my favorites, but I didn't expect Jordan to like it this much. She likes it more than me. She plays it all the time. That's usually like her number 1 choice of board game, especially if we want to play something quick. How you play it is you get like, depending on the number of players, you spread out certain. So if you've got like 2 players, I believe it's 1 to 3. If it's 3 players, it's 1 to 4 because it's always the number of players plus 1. And so then, but every time you add a new player, you get to add a deck of donuts. So you get different donuts and different combinations can come up based off of the number of players that you have. So you won't be playing with the same donuts every single game. So it's got a lot of replayability, and I love it. It's got the cute little faces again, and honestly, I don't know why we have this obsession with drawing cute little faces on things we put in our mouths and bite in half, but I don't know, we bite gummy bears in half, and everybody likes that. It's like, I like it, so I chop off their heads. That's how we eat our gummy bears. A lot of people eat gummy bears. Some people like to just rip off the feet and stuff. I'm like, okay, so we have some maybe having, and those have faces on them too. So, I mean, honestly, I don't know. It's a little messed up. But the Go Nuts for Donuts, you get like bonus points if you combine it with coffee or milk or something like that. And again, it's the highest points wins. There's stuff that you can subtract points with, like bear claws and bad donuts and stuff, day old donuts and stuff. But it's a really fun game. Number 7, Go Nuts for Donuts. Okay, so number 6 is a game I recently discovered this year. It's called Just Desserts. Just Desserts, you own your own little, I want to say cafe. Cafe, bakery, or whatever. And you have to, it's like I don't know if anybody's played these video games where like, mobile game. So there's like these mobile games where you have customers coming to your store and they're doing an order, but you have to do a specific order. And once you give them their specific order, they go away happy. This is kind of like that. So you have customers and they have what they call favorite dishes. And if you can give the customer their favorite dish, you get them, but as long as you have like a combination of ingredients of what that dish is. So like there's a peanut, that means it's got like nuts in it. A glob of ice cream means it's like ice cream, and then there's like pie or cakes is a slice of cake. And so some people have like, like one guy likes devil's food cake. There's one guy in an ugly Christmas sweater. He likes fruit cake. But as long as you give him a combination of something that's got like fruit and cake, he's satisfied. But if you give him fruit cake, that has all of his wanted ingredients, and you can get that. There are two different ways you can win the game. You can either get, I believe, a set of one color as long as it's 5 of the same color, or 4 of a different color. So if you got 5 reds, you win, but if you get like a red, an orange, a green, and a purple, you also win. You can also steal customers from your opponent. So like there's a character that likes apple pie a la mode. And so if someone gave something that kind of got there, so like vanilla ice cream and like apple tarts or something like that, then they can get that. But then I could say, well, I want that customer, so I will play my apple pie a la mode and will take that customer from you. It's really fun. It's really quick. It's a great game to play for anybody who's got a sweet tooth. The artwork on the game is really good. It's definitely like another game that I'm going to be talking about soon, where it will get you hungry. The artwork is so good it will get you hungry, especially if you like the desserts that are on in this game. So, number 6, just desserts. Okay, number 5, here we go. My number 5 favorite food-themed game is Sushi Go by Gamewright Games. I know, Gamewright seems to have cornered the market for food-themed board games, but whatever. Sushi Go is a great little card drafting game, and I love card drafting games so much, where you get these little pieces of sushi. Unlike Donuts for Donuts, you play with everything. You don't take out specific sushis based off of the number of players. You add that, but there are different combinations that score you better points. Like some come with a set of 2, some you need a set of 3, some you need a set of just 1. Some it's like however many you have, you can combine it with wasabi. You can combine certain stuff with wasabi. It's the nigiri, the squid, the salmon, and the egg nigiri. Combine those with wasabi, it'll get you extra points. And of course, once again, the one with the most points wins. However, there's pudding for dessert, and the one who has the most pudding gets the most points. The second most pudding gets the second most points. Anybody who has the fewest has to subtract points. It is a great game. I love it. I know some people don't like it because it comes in a tin. I have it somewhere right here. Oh, yeah, right here. It's right underneath my Luffy Funko Pop. But I do love Sushi Go. It was probably one of my first games by Gamewright that I played. Second. Forbidden Island was my first. Sushi Go was the second. And then Forbidden Desert was the third. But I still love it. It's a great game. I highly recommend it. Number 5, Sushi Go. Okay. Number 4 is a really fun game, but rare would probably be the best thing to describe this game nowadays because of recent events. Number 4, Scoville by Tasty Minstrel Games. Now, for those of you in the gaming community, you guys probably know, but for those of you who are not in the gaming community or don't keep up with board game news, Scoville, I believe they declared bankruptcy, and yeah, they're taking a break. They're trying to get their assets together and everything, and they laid off a lot of employees recently, and they're stopping production for a lot of games. I do know that there's a lot of people who do like Tasty Minstrel, who are very disappointed, including myself. I do love Scoville. Got it right here. It's a really fun game. I'm just sad that I won't be able to, unfortunately, a lot of other people won't be able to get this game. But here's the thing, what we can do as people who like Tasty Minstrel games, get your Tasty Minstrel, get your favorite game from Tasty Minstrel, teach it to your friends, teach it to your family, show people that this is good, this is a great gaming company, so that way when Tasty Minstrel says, if and when they say, hey, we're back, you got customers waiting in the wings for them. That's what we need to do. We need to make sure Tasty Minstrel comes back with a boom. And, Harbors, Harvest, Scoville, Dungeon Roll, all those games are known to people. We want to make sure they're as well known as Ticket to Ride or Settlers of Catan. So, but on with the game. So in Scoville, you are pepper farmers, you're planting peppers, and you're trying to grow different peppers. Different combinations of different colored peppers gives you different results depending on what you've planted. The main thing is to get a ghost pepper. If you are the first person to grow a certain pepper, or I believe it was plant a certain pepper, you get a plaque, which gives you bonus points. And again, it's down to the player with the most points wins. I don't think there's anything that subtracts points from that, but I remember I found out about this game through Our Family Plays Games, and it looked so interesting. Plus, Mick and Starla, they really can sell a game. I mean, honestly, somebody needs to hire them as like their advertising campaign managers or something like that, because I mean, that's the thing that got me into it, and I think that's what got a lot of people into games like Scoville and stuff, was watching their channel. So I got it for my birthday. We sat down, we played it. Everybody loved it. My dad likes it. Jordan likes it. I like it. We haven't really taught it to any members of our family or our game group yet, but I don't really have any doubts that anybody's going to dislike it. It's a really fun game. And if you know somebody who has a copy, or if you can hunt down a copy, I do recommend trying to get this game. I do want to make sure that if and when Tasty Minstrel comes back, they do have a large fan base, and hopefully they'll be able to attract more people to buying their games, so we don't have to see them permanently go away. But number 4, Scoville. Okay, so number 3 is Point Salad by, I want to say, Renegade Games. I'm probably not right, but it's been a long time since I played this game, but I still love it a lot. It's been a while since I played it, but I have played it a lot. So it's basically, I believe it's another combination game where, different combinations of different vegetables gives you more points. And the goal of the game, if it's not clear by the title, is racking up points. It's Point Salad. And, I love this game. It's fun. The artwork's fun. It's got more cartoony to it. Bright colors. It's vegetables. You want to show off those colors. It really pops. It's a great game to, again, another good welcoming game. It's really fun. Highly recommend it. Point Salad you can find virtually anywhere. You can find it at Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble. You can find it in any local retail store. Any local game store has Point Salad. Everybody carries Point Salad. It's a really good game. I highly recommend it, and that is why it is number 3. So number 3, Point Salad. All right, number 2, I have to admit I have a little bit of an Achilles heel for, because number 2 is a game called Pie Town. And I love pie a lot. I love pie a lot. I bake my own pies. I love this concept where you bake pies, you sell pies. It's got everything to do with pies. I like the artwork. I like the artwork in it. I like the gameplay. I think it's smooth. I've heard from some people that it lags a bit, and it takes a little longer at certain rounds than it should. I don't know. I think the gameplay was smooth. It's been a while, and it's been a while since I played it, though. I hope I can play it again soon, or at least get myself a copy of the game, because I do not have a copy yet. But, like I said, I have a soft spot for pie, so, you know, that's why I made it to number 2 on this list. But in the game, you bake different pies, but you have to, like, get the ingredients you need. You have to take the ingredients. There's steps. There's a lot of steps you have to take to do that. And I'll probably revisit to see how to play this game so I can play it at some point and hopefully teach it to people. But number 2, Pie Town. Okay, so number 1, I believe this one has a story to it. Before I was working in the job I have now, which to you guys it's Jewel, but it's not. I work at Meijer now. I don't work for the Jewel anymore. I just recently got hired there last month in Meijer, but I used to work at Best Buy. That was like my first job in retail, and I met this. I met somebody there named Nikki. Nikki, I'm not going to say her last name because, I'm just going to give a shout out. Hey, Nikki, you know who you are. But whenever we have downtime working in customer service, and when you get downtime when you start getting to closing at at a Monday night, Monday, Sunday, whatever, when nights slow down, it's dead. So me and Nikki would start talking about board games. And we both found out that we both like to back board games on Kickstarter. And she had a game night with some friends, and she told me about rival restaurants. And because her friends backed it on Kickstarter, she didn't. And she told me about it. She said it was like crazy, super fun, very, very fun. And I'm going to tell her, and so then, right after she told me that story, I went on my Twitter page, and Gap Closer Games, that is the publishing company, made an announcement. I followed them, and they made an announcement that coming soon to Kickstarter, they're going to bring back rival restaurants, and you get an opportunity to back the game, the expansion, back for seconds. So I thought about it for a while, and I backed it. I made sure I got the one that gave me it's the standard retail version of the main game, and then I got the Kickstarter version of the expansion. And, oh my gosh, Rival Restaurants is really fast-paced, really crazy, really chaotic, and I love every minute of it. In fact, if you haven't noticed it right now, me and Jordan are in the middle of a gameplay video of Rival Restaurants right here on the table. She said I should edit it out, but I think it's a good segue. We're playing Rival Restaurants right now, so as we're filming this, we are in the middle of Rival Restaurants. It is a really fun game. Honestly, there are, in my opinion, we've played it with the full number of players. And usually, when you play a game that has 5, 6 players, I forgot the maximum player count for this game, but I believe it's 5 or 6. But usually it slows down, it's a little clanky, the flow you feel the bumps. Like, okay, whatever. Not with Rival Restaurants, because most of the rounds you take at once. So the first phase is called the buy and barter phase. Money and move. Like I said, we're playing it right now. So the first phase is money and move, where you get money, you move to the place that you want to go to, and then you go to buy and barter. That's where everybody just starts grabbing all the ingredients that you want. So there's hands just like literally like grabbing on the table. And I like that the game's set up because then I get to use it as a good visual. And so you get all these different ingredients, and you have like these recipes right here. And I really like that I have it on the table so I can give you guys some visual stuff. And you get popularity points. And the first player to 20 popularity points is the winner, but you subtract points if you have too much garbage in your restaurant. And you have all these crazy ingredients. A lot of it's like stuff that you can see in like real life. So like there's fish, there's beef, there's they call it poultry, but let's face it, it's chicken. You got butter, cheese, milk. You got potatoes, noodles, avocados, scallions, onions, tomatoes, chocolate, and then there's like alien goo. Oh my gosh. And then you have like all these different chefs. Like here's one of the chefs right here, and we got other chefs set up too. And you get more popularity points if you cook a dish that is specific to your restaurant. So if you're a Japanese restaurant, you get more points. You get more popularity points if you cook Japanese dishes. If you're an American restaurant, you get more points if you cook American dishes. Same thing with like Mexican, same thing with like Italian, French, you name it. If you can match that recipe to your restaurant, you get more popularity points. But you subtract it, again, for how much garbage you have. You get like, and I love this game so much. It is definitely earned my top spot in this list. The guys at Gap Closer Games, they're so great. They're constantly doing giveaways for their game, and so if you want to get a copy, you could probably buy it directly from them. You could buy it from I know it's on Amazon. I know it's on other websites like Cool Stuff, Miniature Market, all those great places. Plus, you can go to Gap Closer Games and do that too, get it there too. But this one definitely earns the #1 spot. I love how imaginative it is. I love how quick, fast-paced it is. I love every aspect about this game, and that is why #1 is Rival Restaurant. Well, there you go. There's my top 10 food-themed board games. If you guys have any favorites of yours, put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear which ones do you like. Also, if any of them that I mentioned on my list deserves better spots, is a little different, just put it on the comments below too. I'd love to hear your version of the list as well. It's always good to hear about this. I really do hope that Tasty Minstrel gets back on their feet, so we can make sure that other people can get their copy of like Scoville, Harbors, Harvest, and as well as many other games. But make sure to check out most of the how to play videos that I have on these games. I do have one on Scoville. I do have one on Rival Restaurants. I have one on Sushi Go. I believe that's it. And at some point I probably will get something out for Donuts for Donuts. But feel free to check them out. There will be links to everything. There will have been links to everything as I mentioned it. Also, I probably will leave a link to all those videos in the description below, so you can check those out too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to be notified for top 10s lists just like this one. And I will see you in our next list. But until then, thanks for the views.